Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be sharing 2 dressage tips that have completely changed my dressage in a good way, and how you can also improve in your dressage by using these tips. Don't mind the arena because I just realized how smooth and it just has no details. That is because I turned my graphics down. So anyway, do not mind that. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is circles. Now, I think if you've done circles in dressage, you probably know these struggles. Circles are very, very difficult because it is so hard to get them perfectly round. But today I'm going to be sharing with you literally a life-changing start stable tip, okay? And that is to use a mouse. Now you might be thinking like, Raven, I don't know what you're talking about. A mouse is just like a touchpad, just a little bit different. Yes, that is the case. You still use your mouse pretty much for the same purposes as a touchpad that you would have on a laptop. But what a mouse does is you can actually use it to control your character's movement in Star Stable. I'm going to be showing you the difference between keyboard and mouse for a circle in Star Stable Dressage. So this is how a keyboard circle would be. And I'm just using my keyboard keys for this. And you can see how my horse's nose doesn't really make a smooth turn. It makes these little jolts. And here is a mouse circle using my mouse. And as you can see, the turn is super smooth, and using your mouse will create a perfect circle. Like, everything will be symmetrical. The way the mouse works, I don't know what it is about it, but it'll like keep the same amount of turn for everything. It just makes something behind the science, just makes a perfect circle. So if you really struggle with circles, I highly recommend using a mouse. At first I didn't know that you could actually use a mouse to control your character, but you definitely can. Like, all this that I'm doing right now is all my mouse. It's crazy. And I really love that Star Stable has this feature because it really allows me to do so much more in dressage and have so much more fun. Now, the second tip I'm going to be talking about that will really help with gaps is what to do if you need to slow down. Now, a lot of times I have seen people walk to slow down, which is great. Like, if you are faster than the person in front of you and you're slowly starting to creep up on them or like move into them, you need a fast way out to slow down, right? Because you don't want to like completely ruin the line by walking in front of everyone. So a lot of people slow down, which is fine. Like, if that's what you do, then you do you, you know? But one of the most useful tips that I've discovered that will allow you to stay at a trot while you are slowing down is just to wiggle. Just wiggle. And it might seem a little bit weird to you because it's kind of like doing the bending poles at like Josh's Starshine Ranch, you know, where you just like weave in between poles, or at least that's what this reminds me of. But what it does is it makes you wiggle enough that it slows down how fast you can move forward, and that creates space between you and the person in front of you. So if you want to make the line still look like everyone's trotting, or you just want to make your slowing down less noticeable, wiggle and it will definitely help. I think one of the difficulties with using this method is that some people haven't learned this tip yet, which is perfectly fine if you haven't. That's why I wanted to share it today. But sometimes I've been behind people and I just start to see them wiggle like that. And when you are, like, one of the positive things about doing this is that on other people's screen, I don't know if it has to do with screen delay or something, but on other people's screens, it looks a lot milder. Maybe I'm just so fast that it just other screens don't pick it up or something. But the negative of that is that sometimes people are behind you and they don't know what you're doing because you're just basically going like this. Imagine trotting behind someone who's just doing this. You'd be like, are you okay? Like, is your keyboard functioning? But just for people who've ever been in that situation, know that it might be wiggling. Once I started realizing that that's what people were doing, it was a lot easier to be like, oh, okay, you're wiggling, so I'll wiggle too. And like once people understand it, it's a lot easier to like take on the concept as a group of dressage riders. I think it's just important that it's taught. Not like if you don't want to, you don't have to, of course. You don't need to do this method. But I think it's important just to be aware that it exists. And it might change your perception on gaps. So yeah, those are my 2 top dressage tips. A lot of talking. Sorry about that. But I really wanted to go in depth on what those are. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye!